I was alone at a table in the corner, playing chess in the activities room. The other patients were watching television, playing cards, or some other board games. The television seemed to remain on Law and Order whenever I was in there. I'd learned to block it out. We were all here for multifarious mental disorders or breakdowns and required psychiatric assistance in one form or another. This wasn't an institution for the criminally insane, but for voluntary admissions. It was a privately run institution, and their patients were affluent or from affluent families. This wasn't the first institution in which I had been a patient. When I was a child, I had been in and out of these types of facilities. The psychologists and doctors attempted to treat me for my sleep disorder and strange nightmares. I was poked, prodded, and placed under the close scrutiny like a lab rat. I was humiliated and treated as subhuman, someone without feelings or a soul. The psychobabble didn't really help much, as you can see. I have this gift or curse, whichever way you want to look at it. It has been in my family for years, trickling down through the generations. My grandmother, a Cherokee Indian, had the gift, and her father, a medicine man, had it also. He had acquired it from his mother, and so on and so on. My mother didn't have the gift, but her sister, my aunt, acquired it. I consider it a curse because it has been tormenting me for years. The Cherokee's name for it, translated in English, is Vision Quest. It is the ability to have foresight in dreams, but not only to read dreams, to manipulate them. Historians and scholars refer to it as shamanism. These dreams were just nightmares I had as a kid. When I became a young adult and learned how to control the nightmares, the dream manipulation became something else. I worked with Dr. Gregory Banks, a renowned psychologist, for years. He guided me and helped me to focus my nightmares and turn them into positive dreams. Women who wouldn't ordinarily give me the time of day would show interest in me. If I dreamt of them in certain romantic scenarios, it was like I implanted my dreams or subconscious suggestion inside their heads. But it was much more than that. It was like the actions or scenarios actually took place. I would catch them blushing around me the next day, as if they had experienced the same dream. Of course, I couldn't confront them about it, but soon dating became extremely easy. Dr. Banks called it dreamscaping. It got to a point where I could have any woman I wanted, and I did. I had orgies with 2 to 3 women. I even had happily married women leaving their husbands' bedsides at 3 o'clock in the morning to visit me for sex. Then the nightmares came back. I'd grown weary of the sex games because it felt like I was cheating. No, I was cheating. Would these women really be with me if it wasn't for my dream implants? As soon as I stopped dreaming of the women, my mind went to other places at night. Dr. Banks stated that my unusual subconscious mind was stronger than normal. They couldn't find any psychological difference between my brain and others, but I utilized more of my frontal lobe than they did. He also explained that at night, when the rest of my brain is asleep, my frontal lobe goes into overdrive. I was always a bit of a scopophiliac. I would rather observe than participate. Not like a peeping Tom, but more of a voyeur with permission. So, of course, I watched a lot of television news. It led me into the lives of others. This is what really began my quest into what landed me here in the loony bin.